Hey, what's going on, everyone? I hope you all are doing well out there. Just wanted to hop on real quick and talk about these mortgage interest rates. I got a few messages today about the interest rates and how they were over 7%. And I know realtors are disgruntled and basically disheartened by the news. It's interesting. My first mortgage was at a 6.875%. And the house we bought back in 2007 here in the Fort Worth area cost us $156,544. I'm a math guy, so I usually remember numbers to a T. 156,544 could be 554, but bottom line is I got almost a 7% interest rate, 6.875% on a 30-year note. And at the time, I thought like that was astronomical, only because I believe that, the rates were around 5% the year before I bought my house. But I heard at the time when I was complaining, like, hey, back in the 80s, the rates were 15, 20%. So you need to be blessed. These are still like record low rates, relatively speaking. So the past few years, I got my mortgage with NACA in 2015. I got a 0.125% rate because we were able to use builder funds to buy our rate down from 2.875 the day that we locked our rate in. So had we not used any builder funds, the rate would have been 2.875%. We got 0.125%. And the crazy thing about it is that over the last 6 to 7 years or so, rates were pretty stable. Like they stayed around the same range. You didn't really see it balloon up or anything. For the 15-year mortgage, it pretty much stayed stable, and then for 30-year, pretty much stayed stable. But recently, to hedge against inflation, rates have been like steadily climbing, and they were over 7% today. So obviously that has caused a frenzy. It's rough times, man. It is rough times. It's easy to tell people that back when you bought your first mortgage many years ago that you got a 15 or 20% rate, which is crazy to me, right? So it's easy to tell people that, but ultimately people only really think about their situation. They're not thinking about the fact that even a 7% is a low rate. They're thinking about the fact that, damn, a year ago I could have got a 3%. And if you run the numbers, if you buy a house at $400,000 and you get a 3.5% rate on that over a 30-year mortgage, you're looking at about a $1,765 payment. But even if you have an astronomical drop and your $400,000 house is now selling for $300,000, which we know is not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to have that kind of a drop. But hypothetically speaking, if it did, well, that 30-year mortgage is now going to cost you about $1,966 a month. So even if you have a drop from $400,000 to $300,000, and the rate goes from 3.5 to 7, man, you were looking at about a $225 difference in payment. Of course, we're not factoring in the taxes and insurance and PMI and all of that good stuff. The bottom line is, today you are screwed if you're buying a home in comparison to a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. But I still tell people, you have to do what's best for you in your situation. If owning a home is in your best interest and it's actually more advantageous for you than renting, and you have plenty of funds left over to do whatever you need to do, you have plenty of funds to put into an emergency fund, and you're not going to deplete your savings for the house, I say go for it. Just make sure you can budget and factor in everything, every potential expense, because being a homeowner is very expensive, very, very expensive. But I don't want people to have the false security that renting is not expensive, because yeah, sure enough, you can call your landlord and he will fix the plumbing and he will fix this and that. However, at the same time, it is all baked in. It's all baked into the cost. So when you talk about rent increases, that stuff is all taken into consideration. People always say, oh, I'm renting, my landlord handles things. Yeah, for sure. He definitely, makes the payment on things, but it's all factored in, especially if suppose you are in an apartment complex and you have a bunch of claims, a bunch of people not paying. That's going to definitely be factored in when it's time to renew your lease. So just don't think that you're getting off scot-free by renting, take into consideration everything. So as I mentioned in another video, always do what's best for you. Factor in only your financial situation and make sure you are well informed and well educated and well aware of the process, because buying a home is not for the faint of heart, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart right now. With this particular market, we went from a hardcore seller's market. Now it looked like it is flipping the other way, only because homes are sitting on the market a lot longer. But at the same time, buying power is down. It's been reduced significantly because of the drastic increase in interest rate. So, man, it is crazy. Like, even when I talk about my net worth, I can't price my house on my net worth sheet the way I did last year. I can't. There's just no way I can justify. I think last year there were times when I put my house value at approximately $390,000, which is irrelevant because I'm not selling it anytime soon. However, we all know that net worth is assets minus liabilities. So everybody wants to do their net worth statement at least once a year. And when I did my net worth statement in the past, obviously, you have some months when it's a $375,000 valuation. I think the highest was, like I said, $390,000. Man, I can probably list my house for $325,000 now. So this year has been a complete beating for my net worth, and I don't even want to calculate it now because I don't know what to do with the value of my home. But hey, just do what's best for you. Do what's best for your family. Make sure you are getting debt free and you are saving up for a rainy day. And if you do decide to buy a house, make sure you have plenty of money left over in the bank and you are not house poor. All right. I appreciate you all for the support. You all have a phenomenal day. Good luck. If you got any questions, let me know. And we'll see you next time. All right. Take care.